Just a couple minutes early.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get started.
I reckon. What's up, Jared? Long time no see.
Having trouble hearing you.
Me?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Is that any better?
Nope.
Really? All right,
Yep.
hang on. There's Tony. What up, Tony? Or should we say, that's at 100%. I'm inside. Maybe you're having trouble since I'm inside the house and not outside.
There we go. That's better.
It's like 30 out there, so I'm going to stay inside tonight.
Yeah, it's getting kind of cold, ain't it?
Oh, Dad's watching another show on tonight, Matt. I don't know what we do with that.
Oh, no.
Somebody that pays people to promote on their own social medias.
Oh, man.
Hey, Tony, you asked Cliff if he's changed his diaper. Jared, big buck down or not?
Yeah, maybe we need to start paying these guys to
I ain't paying them.
put up some promotional stuff for us during the day.
I got too many kids to worry about that. Forget that.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I just saw your text you sent me.
Yeah, what about that?
Looks like Jimmy Haslam and the pilot Flying J is going to get a little bit of a break for the holidays.
They're going to get a little break, and they're going to get maybe they'll find a coach.
Yeah. I wonder
Hey,
why
Klaus, what's up?
they're holding that trial off for a month.
Because they got to find a coach first. That's why.
Oh, yeah. Well, the way things been going the last couple of weeks, Tennessee Vol Nation and the administration is saying, "No, we're good. We don't need your help.
No, they got.
We don't need you, Jim."
There's the old Ginger Ninja. Where you been, Ginger Ninja?
Just shoot the checks over when we need it, but stay out of our way right now.
Oh, that light's so bright. There.
Yeah, Dave, you might be getting some snow by the weekend.
Yeah, they're saying we might get a few flakes by the weekend. Matt, Arkansas has fired and hired since y'all have. And there's another coach. Are y'all getting less miles or not? I mean,
No, we're not getting less miles. That's yesterday's news, Dave.
I mean, I can't keep up with it anymore.
We've already moved on to some of the Alabama's assistant coaches.
Yeah, y'all ain't getting Kirby.
Can't beat them. Join them.
Nah. Are y'all desperate enough to bring on what's his name back?
Kiffin? No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, y'all are gonna name the sewage treatment plant after him, and then some of you want him.
No. Some of us want him, but I mean, you can't deny he's a good coach. It's just everything else about him. That's the problem.
Well, he likes the trolling a little too much. What about Mike Leach? Y'all gonna get Mike Leach?
Nope.
He's
Nope.
got a little crazy streak in him. You got to watch.
Yeah, he does. That crazy pirate. I mean,
there's Pat Churchman on the IG Live, man.
There's Pat. Hey, Pat, what's going on?
If you take Luke Duncan's numbers, we're at 2,000 followers. So make that 1,000 followers.
1,000.
1,000 followers.
1,000 followers.
We're live right now.
I think that 1,000 might be part. I might be part of that 1,000.
You might be the only 1,000 left. Everybody else may have left. They're not liking my curtains in my kitchen. I mean, come on, those the wife's decorations.
So who did Arkansas hire?
Some dude from SMU.
Oh, okay, Chad Morris.
Yeah, I just thought, well,
Chad Morris, who it was on some people's radar for Tennessee.
What if he's kin to Rick?
But I doubt it.
That's bringing it back full circle.
Yeah, I doubt he's related to old Slick Rick.
Could be.
So what's Kentucky's record right now?
In what?
In basketball.
Like 5-1 or 6-1.
Okay,
like
and I think that's about Tennessee's record too.
Yeah, y'all.
We broke the top 25.
I tell you, who's got a decent team. Oh, now we have nobody, Matt. I'm hitting end.
Oh.
End.
Yeah, it's a different night. Everybody might break at church. Except Tony, he's watching
your stories archive.
He's watching them other guys up north.
Yeah, that's a shame right there.
Yeah. Dave, we've got the Toyota team tournament championship going on this week.
I know a buddy of mine's fishing it.
Who's that?
Joey Nania.
Oh, yeah, Nania's in it, and I think Matt Robertson and his partner are in it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So we got a little Kentucky Lake connection there.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
good. I know Nania fishes the ABT a lot.
Is that going on over North Carolina?
I think it's in Virginia, Lake Norfolk Lake, or Lake Norfolk.
Oh, Virginia, yeah, Norfolk.
I think it's
Norfolk.
Wasn't that where the bass thing was a while back, where they split it, and that was one of the lakes?
No, that was in Tennessee.
No, there was something with Norfolk, and something else a year or two ago.
There might have been.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it rings a bell. Yeah.
Well, I signed up yesterday morning to be a marshal for the Kentucky Lake Elite event.
You're marshalling again.
I'm marshalling again. It's fun, man.
Your middle name is either going to be Marshall Matt, or we're going to call you the Thunder and Herd.
Just call me Marshall. Marshall Dillon.
I don't know. I like Thunder and Herd pretty good, though. You know, it's one of the few college teams, Matt, that their mascot does not end in S.
Kind of like the Stanford Cardinal.
The Cardinal, yeah.
Yeah.
The green wave of Tulane.
Green wave, Thunder and Herd.
Yeah. The
Tulane.
orange of Syracuse.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting that some of those teams don't have a plural.
It's very interesting.
So looks like the college playoff is set. Has Florida or Kentucky been introduced to a bowl yet?
Oh yeah, we're playing in Nashville.
Oh, you're doing the Music City?
Our 5th time in the Music City, baby.
Who you playing?
Dang, I would have told you if you wouldn't ask me. What Purdue? Oh, Northwestern.
Oh, Northwestern.
It's Wildcats versus Wildcats.
Yeah.
Blue versus purple.
Yeah.
Nerds versus rednecks.
Yeah, you guys ought to beat them. Tennessee whooped them like a drum a couple years ago.
Well, there's a couple years ago, Matt. Y'all whoop anybody like a drum this year?
Nobody.
We only beat one team like a drum this year, and it was Vandy, which beat y'all.
We did not whoop anybody. Maybe, who was it? UMass, or not even UMass. Who was it?
No, that one came down to. I watched the fourth quarter of that one.
Yeah, I was at that one. We beat somebody by a couple touchdowns.
I went 1-1.
Indiana State, that's who it was.
Oh, the
mighty, mighty whatever they are.
The Sycamores.
Sycamores, yeah.
Dude, Indiana State produced none other than Larry Bird back in the day.
Back in the day.
Michigan State versus Indiana State, Bird versus Magic, 79 championship.
So imagine Cody Furr and some of our Ohio buddies are a little upset that the Buckeyes got.
Maybe you shouldn't have had that horrific loss you had earlier in the year. Maybe you could have played with the big boys this year.
2 losses. Even if you win your championship, you lost 2 games.
Make your non-conference an actual schedule.
Oh.
Quit playing Toledo Community College and Cincinnati YMCA.
Oh, here's a part of the show where the shots are fired.
Shots fired, Ohio. OHIO. Shots fired.
They'll get a nice consolation bowl against somebody decent.
You know what their record versus the SEC in bowl games is, don't you?
That's like 1 and something. 1 and 10.
I think it's 1-9.
1-9.
And they had to beat Arkansas in a subpar bowl to pull that one off.
Yeah. Now, I remember Tennessee beat them. That's back when Eddie George was there.
Ooh.
Back in 96, 97.
Oh, wow. Been a while.
96, I think. Maybe. 94, maybe even. Maybe it's 94. It's been a while back. I was out sauger fishing that day, listening to the game on the radio.
A radio with batteries, I'm assuming?
A radio with batteries, yep.
Where were you sauger fishing at?
Just north of the I-40 bridge on Tennessee River.
Because there is some good sauger fishing out here up by the dam, Matt, on the very north end of the lake. There could be. I know there used to be some down on the south end near Pickwick, and then right there at the Duck River, mouth of Duck River, there used to be back in the 90s.
once January kind of hit. You get a sunny day out there with no wind, there'd be 30 or 40 boats floating within 100 yards, drifting down the channel, jerking them walleye, or them sauger.
No kidding.
Yeah, but the walleye, I don't know about the walleye. Yeah, probably over in East Tennessee.
Yeah, there are some over there. I know Green River's got some walleye. Cumberland's got some walleye. There's some walleye in this part of the state.
Good eating.
Yeah. Man, we had my company Christmas dinner last night, Matt, and my work folks know me well. They gave me Cabela gift cards.
Hey, all right.
I'm like, y'all know me too good.
Hey, I've heard that Bass Pro will recognize or honor Cabela's gift cards.
Well,
and vice versa.
Too.
I think they will. They ought to.
I'm either going. What kind of choke you shoot for ducks, man?
I shoot. It's called True Lock. Is the name of the company. True Lock Improved Modified.
You don't shoot a Pattern Master?
No, I had one back in the day, and I think they're good chokes.
But I'm leaning toward a Pattern Master.
But this one is non-ported.
You can't shoot Black Cloud through them.
Right, yeah. Black Cloud's a little tricky. You got to have a special made choke for them things.
Yeah, they don't talk to each other very good.
Well, Pattern Master is probably not that bad of one. The True Locks are a little bit, I think they're a little bit less expensive than a Pattern Master, but I've been shooting them for more than 10 years, probably 15 years, and I really love them.
Well,
the guy down in Georgia, George Truelock is his name.
Dude, I know a guy here in town, Doug Truelock. That's crazy.
They might be related. I don't know.
Might be. He just sold a major body shop to a big corporation, so now he's not just Truelock, he's True Rich now.
So we had something happen the other day in the duck blind that has not happened in the 42 years we've hunted.
You fell asleep.
No, that happens every time I go. We killed a banded scaup, which I was just telling somebody the other day. There's been other people who have killed banded scaup and ringnecks in the bottoms there, but never us. And we've killed thousands of them. And
have you really? We
yeah.
Just don't get that bird don't come up our way. They must.
Yeah, they're closer to the big lakes. They like the big water.
Well, we're right next to the Mississippi. I don't know how much bigger you get.
Well, that's where it was banded. Was way up the Mississippi, up in Illinois, northern Illinois, northwestern Illinois. But I guess they just come down to Paducah, where the river split, and they just follow Kentucky Lake on down there to Big Sandy, and hang out down there. I don't know why I'm sure they're around there too. They like those big open lakes, where they can see, get out and dive. They don't like the secluded areas much.
Oh, we don't.
But I'm sure you got some around there somewhere every now and then. But yeah, it was banded. We just all had them all in the boat. We were separating them out there after the hunt, and I picked one up by the foot and said, "Look there, there's a band." Flipped for it. We all flipped for it, and I ended up losing, coming down to me and one other guy, and I lost.
That's my luck right there.
Yeah. I don't have much luck on the band flips.
See, you got to know you got to follow them down when you hit them. That way you say, oh, that's mine, back off, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to pull that. See, yeah, that looked like one of the ones I shot.
Looked just like it. I saw the feathers.
Mm-hmm. We settled one of them one year by taking it to the one of the guys in our group is a veterinarian up in Murray. He took it to his clinic and X-rayed it and found the one pellet in it. And pulled it out, and we were able to identify who shot it.
You're kidding.
No, did a little forensics.
So you could tell by the different shells, the different lead.
Yeah, some of us were shooting different shot sizes and different coatings. And just happened to work out.
Is it all steel down there?
Yeah, it's steel everywhere. Well, steel and heavy shot, tungsten, bismuth, anything but lead.
Rich Lindgren, if you're listening, tungsten shotgun shells. You're welcome.
Yeah, the tungsten loads are pretty good. Bismuth loads are good. I've heard that heavy steel and heavy shot's good. It's just a little too pricey for me.
It is expensive.
If you want to give me a box for Christmas, I'll take it. I saw old, what's his name? Seth Feider's up there shooting a lot of goldeneye right now. Up north somewhere. I guess their duck season's still going on somewhere.
I'll be darned.
He got married recently.
Yeah, he did. That was very nice.
Hmm. Well, Dave, it's time to get our guest on the phone for the week.
Have at it, man.
How about it? Let's add a people to this call. I believe he is currently up in Illinois.
Is it a 423 or a 615?
It is a 865 VOL.
865.
Yeah. Let's get Mr. Wesley Strader on the phone. What do you say? Another Tennessee boy.
Yeah, I'll have fun with this, man.
It's Wesley.
Hey, Wesley, you got Matt and Dave from the Outdoor Scoreboard. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
No, not too bad. Heard you're somewhere up in Illinois this week, right?
Oh yeah, we just got here today about 12:30.
You up there for doing a little hunting?
Oh yeah, we come up here to about 3 or 4 days, going deer hunt for 3 or 4 days, and then head back home during this nice little balmy orange spell they're having up here.
Yeah, you picked the perfect time to get up there, didn't you?
Heck yeah. I requested. I put in a request. I asked the good Lord if he'd make it cold for me when I come up here, so he did.
Well, it looks like he answered. I appreciate that. Us duck hunters appreciate it too.
Oh yeah. That's where I'm going Sunday. I'm headed to Arkansas to go to shoot ducks.
Oh man, yeah, it's opening back up. I think it opens up tomorrow morning. Perfect timing. It might be locked up some of them places.
Yeah, it might be. I just hope the timber ain't locked up. Well, I'm ready to shoot some mallards in the timber.
Man. Now, you're not over there in that area where Swindle deer hunts, are you?
Yes, I am.
You're old Dave. He's over there in that Galconda area.
Are you in Massac County by chance?
What county?
Or Polk? Are you in Polk County?
Polk.
Polk.
We're in
Polk
Johnson.
County. Johnson. We're the home of the Vienna sausage.
Yeah, that's right. Vienna sausages right here. We just got done eating at the Mexican place at the Vienna sausage plant.
Did you really? I know. I got friends that live in Vienna, Johnson County.
Well, that's a pretty nice place. I like it here. I got some friends here too. Probably the best friends I got in Illinois.
Yeah, I thought maybe you was shooting ducks up there with Jinkle somewhere.
No, not with Jinkle. I'm here with Joel Trevelyan. We've been friends for a pretty good while. So
yeah,
he allows me to come up here and hang out with him a little bit.
Yeah, we see him down.
I'm trying.
On Kentucky Lake.
I'm trying to learn this. I'm trying to learn this deer hunt stuff. I'm not good at it. He's really good at it. And I'm hoping some of his greatness will rub off on me.
You mean Andy Morgan won't give you a tip or two?
Dude, Andy Morgan's like a ghost. When it comes hunting season, you can't get a hold of him or see him, and he don't divulge too much deer hunting information.
Yeah, him and Mullins head west out to Nebraska and hide up in the only tree that's in Nebraska. They get up there together.
Yeah,
and hunt them deer.
Yeah, I think they cuddle. They cuddle in the tree together.
Well, I heard spooning, but I didn't want him to lose his nickel sponsorship. So,
well, they got one of them heater bodysuits, and they both get in the same bodysuit, heater body bag. They both get in the same one. Yeah.
That's funny right there. I don't care who you are.
I think Mullins may get naked in there, but I'm not sure.
Oh, shots fired.
Well, he's a cameraman, so you never know what's behind the camera.
Yeah, exactly. You never know about that guy. He's from Tennessee, but I don't know about him.
Hey, Wesley, we heard you was a candidate for the football coaching job today.
Well, they offered it to me today, and I said, my fishing career is a little bit more important, and I had to turn it down.
So it's going to be kind of hard to fish the elites and coach the Vols, right?
It probably would be. I mean, between all that recruiting, my recruiting skills, I'd probably have to hire a recruiter to recruit for me to recruit.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
pretty bad.
I mean, you got a name like Wesley Strader. All you got to do is have one of your assistants go in and say, I'm here for Coach Strader. Here's a pen. Where do you sign?
Yeah, who's that? Who?
Yeah,
What?
Coach who?
That's old man Strader's boy.
Old man Strader's boy.
Luke Duncan was on with us last week, Wesley, and he said he's going to miss the hot tub with you this year.
Well, I'd like to say I'm going to miss hanging out with Luke, but I'm not going to miss the hot tub. That was a little weird. I ain't gonna lie. That was a weird.
That was historic. That was historic.
I made my wife get in the hot tub with us just so I wouldn't feel weird just being an all-guy sausage party in the hot tub.
Yeah, you need a little buffer zone between you and the beard.
Oh, yeah. That was when that beard was wild. And like he'd dip down in the pool, and when he come out of the hot tub, the water would drop like 6 inches. That beard had soaked up much water in that hot tub.
Yeah.
And when it all drained out, it come back up.
Y'all were just hoping it was the beard in the way.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Make you a little nervous. I know that.
Yeah. Well, Duncan tipped us to a new word for the dictionary. It's called Stradering, where you're on stage and you mention the wrong product. It's called Stradering. So we got
I might have done that. I might have done that once. We'll not go there, but I did mention I might have mentioned the wrong outboard that pushes my Ranger boat around the lake. I had a real bad second day at the Classic. I don't know if I was staring at somebody in the audience. I had a competitive brown hat on or what, but it came out of my mouth, and I don't even know how I did. I didn't even know I'd done it until my wife texted me and shoot me up one side and down the other.
Well, until the internet broke with it.
Yeah, and then that was the running joke. I couldn't even say nothing. Everybody's like, yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just one of them things you'll never live down, I guess.
Well, I'm just going on what my good buddy, my best friend showed up at the Classic, Shad Skeg, and surprised me on day 2 and pulled me, drove me back to the weigh-in, and he said, now look, I know you've had bad days, but you need to get up there and say something that nobody's ever going to forget. Well, I did it.
You did it. You made history.
I did it.
Yeah.
Inside the industry, I did anyway.
That's all right. I was watching the Cup weigh-in a couple of years ago, and FLW had Moorhead's name spelled wrong on the big screen. Yeah.
Well, and then there's always the incident where I don't know how crazy we can get on the show here, but I live in Spring City. So what rhymes with Spring City?
Little ditty.
Two different people introduced me as Wesley Strader from Spring. A female anatomy part that's in the upper area of their
Spring Kitty. I got it. No problem.
Yeah. Charlie Evans and Chris Jones both announced me from Spring Kitty, Tennessee.
Well, when they said that, did he say, "Show me your 2 biggest"?
No, I leaned over and I said, it gets kind of nipplish there in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Only Strader could do that on cue there.
Man.
It was funny, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, the main reason we wanted to get you on this week, Wesley, was to kind of talk about 2018. Sounds like you're taking a little bit of a career tangent and going over to the bass side, the elite side.
Yeah, it's been it's been a real deliberate and painful, tossing things around and seeing which way I wanted to go. And just like I told a lot of other people, I really didn't set out to try to make the elite. I just wanted to get back to the Classic, and it almost happened right out of the giddy. I think it was the first tournament. I almost pulled that off, at Oneida, and then everything just kind of snowballed from there, and then it kind of happened, and there's just a lot of things that's pointing me in that direction, and I was really on the fence about it, and they announced that Texas Toyota Bass Fest thing was going to be in Austin at Lake Travis, right there in Austin, Texas, and that's where Hella's Construction is from. That's their home office, where they originated from, and the owner lives there. And I thought, you couldn't have painted a sign in the sky any bigger than that. So I just, my gut's telling me that's where I need to go, and that's what I chose to do. I felt like I owe it to Hell's Construction. They've been a big supporter of mine since since they come on board about 3 years ago, and I felt like I owed it to them to represent them there in their state and their city. So
might as well.
Yeah. How did you end up doing at Travis this year? That was a little bit different lake from the last time you guys went.
Yeah, it was really full and lots of bushes from 40 feet deep all the way to, just lots of cover. Lots of, the first day I think I had 5 that weighed like 6 pounds. It was really bad. And then the second day I had, I think right at 17 something, come all the way back and missed the cut by, I think, 1 place or 2 places. So, it was just one of them things. The first day I really thought I was going to catch him good, and the second day I just done what I done best, and I hit the bank and went to, flipping and throwing a chatterbait and bango blade spearing bait, and ended up catching him good the second day. So, it's going to be a little bit different this time going back. I think it's in the latter part of May or third week of May, and I don't really know what to expect, but it seems like the lake has made a nice recovery from, the drought and everything. It had tons of 12-inch fish in it last year. So, those Texas fish, they grow pretty fast. So maybe they'll all grow up to be 4 and 5 pounders by the time we get back.
Hope so. What are you thinking about the northern end of the swing that bass likes to take later in the summer? I guess you've gotten a little bit of experience, maybe with the I don't know if you've done the MLF on the north swing, but that seems to be something they're really doing, and a lot of guys, the southern guys, are starting to show up at those northern tournaments.
Well, it's we've been going up there for years, like the Champlain and St. Clair and places like that. It's just you just got to get in a different mindset when you get there. It's smallmouth are totally different. They're more visual feeders, and when you go to that good places that have them, and they, as you can see, the places that they have been, they've caught them pretty well. And I don't know, it just takes a little you just can't go up there your first time and get that all in. It takes time to develop the resources to be able to figure out how to catch them and what to look for and what not to look for. So it's a lot of fun. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, some guys take off during the wintertime and get up there and look around. Some of them say it's better off just to go in during the official practice. What's been your strategy in the past?
To me, it's usually better on me if I just show up and go fishing, because it's so much changes. As far as you really ain't fishing the same. You're kind of looking for what you want to be looking for, but yet you can't really get dialed into it, because you can't really fish to where the fish are actually going to be at. You know what I mean? You're just kind of looking. So it could be the worst area, it could be a good area. You don't know. And then you've got all that memory or information in your head, like, well, I looked over here and this looked good, and you could just be chasing a wild goose chase. So it's just best to show up and just go fish. The only thing I like to do is, if I do that early, is I just try to get a lay of the lake, how it looks, what's the predominant structure, is it a flat lake, is it a steep lake, kind of like I think I may go up and look at the one in South Dakota, just because I don't think anybody's ever been there, and just to see what it looks like, and kind of take it all in. I heard it was pretty big, and just look at it, just see how it lays out.
Yeah, that's absolutely going to be I guess, the wild card of the year for just about everybody. I mean, I was surprised they put that lake on there. Kudos to Bass to reaching out and risking it a little bit.
And another thing that Bass done this year that I really liked is, they came out with that rule. Once the schedule's announced, you're not allowed to, call anybody, get any waypoints, get any help. The only people you can be on the lake with is immediate family members or somebody that's never even been on the water. I like that. It seems like to me, I mean, if they can police it or not, I don't know, but it just seems like it kind of makes the playing field a little bit more even,
I was gonna ask you, Wesley, did that influence your decision any at all? Because a lot of people love that.
It did. I like the only part I hate about it is, we're fishermen and we love to talk about fishing. I mean, I'm not so much a guy, hey, where'd you catch about this? But I just enjoy talking about fishing and, fishing stories and stuff like that. And that's the only part that really that I don't like about it. But then again, we're doing this for a living and, you're supposed to be a professional. And I think you should be able to just go out there. And I don't think you should be able to go and get the best guy on the lake and gather up waypoints and do things like that. I mean, at the level that you're fishing at, you should be able to go out there and figure it out yourself,
Absolutely. You call yourself a professional, go act like one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna say you're one, go be one.
Exactly. I mean, there's very few times like in my career that I've gotten, I'm not a waypoint guy. I just kind of show up and go fish. I may want to know, hey, can I run across through there? I got to worry about hitting anything, or if there's something hazardous on the lake, maybe I want to know that, but I don't really want to know, hey, can I catch them in here or catch them over there? Or you care to throw me some waypoints? I've never been that guy.
Yeah.
Are you going to miss Beaver Lake?
Well, they're not going back to Beaver Lake, but, I kind of like Old Beaver. Old Beaver's been good to me over the years. I mean, I might not have won, but my first top 5 was at Beaver Lake, and it's kind of one of those things. You've been there so many times, you really don't even go practice some of the stuff that you you're going to fish anyway during the tournament. And it kind of, it changes every year a little bit, but for the most part, we've seen it in its lows and highs, and we've seen it good, and we've seen it bad. So it's I ain't gonna say I would love to go back there, but I ain't gonna miss it either. But it's okay.
It is one of the few lakes with a lure or a plastic named after it.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean that's where the Sweet Beaver got its name.
Well, yeah, Andre Moore, he loved it so much he named the lure after it.
Yeah.
Another spot that doesn't normally get fished for big tournaments, especially not in the last 10, 15 years, is Lake Martin, where you guys are kicking off the season. Have you had any experience down there on that lake, that area?
Yeah, I fished an FLW there, the one that Aaron Martin's won. I fished 2 or 3 ever starts down there, a Bass Open. I actually finished second in the Southern Opens one year on that lake to wrap up the year. But I know it's changed a little bit because it's got the herring in it now, and the fish are a little bit bigger than they used to be. But I want to call it the Beaver of the South. That's what it was. That's what it used to be like. You didn't catch a whole lot of big ones there. It was just spotted bass lake. Got largemouth in it too. But yeah, kind of excited to get back there. Hadn't been there in a long time, so it'll be like don't really have any areas that I've always caught them in. I just just going to go fishing.
I'm sure Tripp will love that. He'll get to sleep in his own bed that week.
Yeah, he probably will.
Yeah.
I think Steve Kennedy's going to get to sleep in his own bed. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not often you get to sleep in your own bed during events. So
let's see, how many Tennessee guys will that make on the elite trail now? You got Coulter,
Mullins, Walker, Mullins, Walker, Coulter, me,
Ott,
Brandon Card,
yeah,
Schuyler.
Yeah, Hampton, yeah. Getting to be
Who
quite a
else?
few.
Yeah, I'd say there's. I don't think there's over 10, but there's close.
Yeah. And y'all are like
Brandon Lester.
Yeah, Lester.
That's all I can think of right there.
Yeah. I mean, quite a few right there. I mean, you're all right there within that same, 2-hour drive of each other, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah.
That. Something about that area over there. Oh, and I guess is David Williams coming back? No, not David Williams. John Murray. John Murray. That's who moved over there.
Yeah, John. Yeah, he just lives down the road about.
And he's a transplant.
Yeah, but it's okay. He's still Tennessean now. He can't just say, I'm an Arizonian. You live in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, wait, is he the Is he the new candidate for the football position?
Maybe.
He's got the right name for it. The last name, Murray. That's a good football coaching name, Murray. I think one of the things that makes our area so unique is you can drive within 2 hours of any direction at where I'm at, and you can be in any kind of different fishing scenario, whether it be, deep, clear mountain lakes like Dale Hollow, or you can be grass-infested Gunnersville, Chickamauga, flat lowland lake, or you can be in a mid-level lake, kind of like a Watts Bar, or, you can, any type of fishing scenario, spotted bass, smallmouth, it's pretty diverse,
What's your least favorite East Tennessee lake? Central or East Tennessee?
It's easy. That's easy. Hands down, that would be Douglas Lake.
No.
That didn't take long.
No, he knew that one right
no,
off the bat.
That's right there at the head of the list of all of them. I just don't. It's just one of those lakes. It's just it's just a big red clay pond.
Yeah.
It fluctuates 60 feet in elevation. So they're big. They're real bait oriented. Like they follow bait around a lot, and they suspend a lot on the lake. And if you're good at catching suspended bass, you'd love Douglas Lake. But other than that, I don't really care for it.
And they keep having opens there for some reason.
That's because there's a Bass Pro there, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you've never been to Melton Hill, or you would have put Melton Hill in front of Douglas?
No, I like Melton Hill. Melton Hill's good. I like it.
Did you really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
I call on Melton Hill. The old Solway tournament on Monday nights. I've won quite a few of them.
All right, never mind.
Yeah. I think
it's probably hands down it's the best topwater lake. One of the best topwater lakes that there is. Is day in, day out. Just catch them on topwater.
Yeah, if you can keep the muskie off of them.
Oh yeah.
They got a few of them in there.
You just cut their gills out and throw them back. You don't got to worry about those. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I did not cut those. Just kidding.
I think my least favorite lake around that area is Tim's Ford. I've never been able to see my DD-22 in 30 feet of water until I went there.
Unfortunately, that's one lake I've never fished Tim's Ford or nope, just Tim's Ford. I ain't never fished Tim's Ford.
No. You're fine. You never go there.
It could be right up there with Douglas with me. I don't know. I've never fished it. So.
Well, Brandon Lester does all right down there, but that's his backyard. I think he does okay. Nick Jack and Tim's Ford and all that. So what's your goal up there deer hunting? You got a specific size range deer you're looking for, or are you just up there to meet?
Well, he actually walked out 20 yards in front of me tonight, and I couldn't get a shot at him. But me and my buddy was up here hunting. We both had our chances tonight, and it just didn't happen. It's one of those things where, I don't know, anything 150 inches or bigger. That's what I'm after.
Dude, they grow them big in Johnson County, man.
Yeah, they do. We laid eyes on one over 150 tonight. Like it got close. It was close. It was.
Oh wow.
Pretty neat. First evening you're here and you have 155 plus inch deer walk out on you and you can't get a shot at it because of some stupid bushes.
Just tell him to go down to EEI and y'all can just hunt right there by the plant. There's plenty of them 150 plus down there.
Where's that at?
Tell him just go down to EEI. He'll know where it's at in Big Joppa.
Oh, okay. EEI.
Yeah.
We're trying to sneak over. We're trying to sneak over here on the Shawnee Correctional Facility property, but I think we'd go to jail, so we're going to pass.
You might end up in there.
I'm about to say you wouldn't have far to go.
No, it'd be a short trip to the jail cell.
That's not the kind of orange you want to be wearing, Wesley.
No. We don't got to wear that until Friday, so we're good.
Wait a minute, I thought y'all wore that every Saturday.
All right, Dave.
And then
here we go.
And then you wear it to church on Sunday, and then Monday you wear it when you go pick up garbage, and then Tuesday, you go to Walmart grocery shop and you wear it on Tuesday, and then Wednesday night you wear it back to church.
See, Dave lives up there in Lexington, Wesley. He's a Kentucky fan.
Oh yeah.
I got a day of the week for that orange. Trust me, every day of the week I got a place y'all can wear it.
Well, I've got nothing to say because it's brutal being a Vol fan. The last 10 years is brutal being a Vol fan.
It's a dumpster.
That don't mean I'm not a Vol fan, but it's been brutal.
Yeah, wandering through the wilderness, man. We need our Moses. We need.
Yeah, I've been on heart medication this year, so for all the last year and this year, it's a must to have heart pills when you're going to the ball game.
I mean, it's tough being a champion of life and all that. I'm ready to be a champion of something real, something tangible.
Team 122, Team 121.
Get that mess out of here.
Brick by brick.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
Dude,
I didn't know you were making the bricks out of paper mache.
No kidding.
When you get beat by Kentucky and Vandy in the same year, you got problems.
Dude, you just got to keep going there, don't you? You just got to keep.
I got them all night, buddy.
Just keep. I mean, dude, how much salt you got, buddy?
He's got a bunch, man.
How big's the wound?
He's got quite a bit.
I've got more Tennessee fans and family members than I do the rest of the teams put together because I only live 2 hours from the line, and I've got buddies everywhere. So I got to throw my salt when I can.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with me. I mean, everybody's giving us down the road about the hiring thing and how it all went down. But here's the thing, dude. At the end of the day, the fans buy the tickets, the fans fill the stadium, and when you're going to make a not so good hire, you're going to hire another, a less than 500 coach. I mean, we've been through this for 10 years, and I'm as passionate about. I could care less about pro football, but college football, I love it. I love the Vols. I mean, it's just you've had to been to the games as a kid and see just that whole atmosphere and the feeling that you get being there. It's almost like catching a 10-pound bass, or something like that. It's just, and I think the fans, maybe they ride the ship a little bit, what was getting ready to go down. And I know a lot of people's giving them down the road to, the fans are spoiled. But at the end of the day, like I said, the fans buy the tickets, the fans fill the stadium, the fans buy the jerseys. And, if you don't have that, then you don't have commentators. The commentators don't have a job. So I'm kind of proud that all the fans stood up and said, we don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, what happened last week was I think that's probably something they'll make a 30 for 30 out of one day. Just the amount of backlash. I mean, even Tennessee representatives, politicians were getting involved, and social media turned that thing around just within half a day.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you that you really don't really realize the power of social media until something like that happens. And it's just like you saw so many people get on there and so many like, we don't want this. And I mean, it went, my Facebook thing went nuts. I'm like, what's going on? I didn't even know what was going on. And I pulled it up like Crispin Pally was the first comment. I'm like, what's he talking about? I got on there and I got to look and I'm like, holy cow, dude. No, seriously, they're not doing this. And it was, and I kind of feel bad for some of the things that maybe they might have painted on that big rock. You know what I mean? Because we don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and I'm not going to be a guy to judge or something like that. But, to me, it was the point about hiring a less than 500 coach. You know what I mean? He may be a great coach. It may have been great, but just where we've been at for 10 years, the whole Dooley and all that, and it wouldn't have been good. So I think it just goes to show you that, when a lot of people get together and raise enough fuss, things can change.
Hey, we're 2-8. We're 2-8 versus y'all in the last 10 years. Keep it up. We had like a 20-year losing streak to the last 10 years.
Just give us 8 more years. You'll be tied with us.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, just for the record, my sister has a master's degree from UT Knoxville, just to set the record straight.
Well, I have a PhD from there.
Well, that's good. What's that PH and the D stand for?
BS.
Okay.
PhD in BS.
Yeah, I got a PhD in BS.
Yeah, bass.
Life of hard knocks.
Well, I'm resting easier this week, Wesley, because Aunt Bev and Uncle Phil, they're up there in New York right now, and they're going to make it happen. I think it's all good now.
So who are we getting?
Well, today they've been meeting with, I think for like the second or third time, meeting with Jeremy Pruitt, who's the defensive coordinator there at Alabama. Who's
really?
He's been around several programs, been a head coach a little bit, and he's one of the best top recruiters in the nation. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wesley, are you telling me you're a Tennessee fan and you don't have an inside source or a man that's feeding your information to you?
Well, listen, according to Facebook, everybody has an inside source, so I don't.
I just my respect level for you just went up by 20,000% because you don't have an insider or a source or a man.
I don't.
And the best part is he's never let you down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't get my hopes up until someone signs the contract or something,
Yeah. I mean, once they get up there and have a press conference, I'll believe it. All the groomers and everything else. It's just everybody said everything's a done deal. It's
Let me ask y'all a serious question though, real quick. Like, I watch SportsCenter at like 7:00 in the morning, and every day Gruden comes on there. Do y'all just turn it off, or do y'all flip him off?
No, I don't turn it off. I think if he did come here, it would be great. Do I think he's like the solve all problem of coaches? No, but what I think he brings to the table is he's a Super Bowl champion coach. He would know how to recruit just by the simple fact that he was an NFL coach and had success being an NFL coach. I think that brings a lot to the table when you got young kids looking at aspiring to be professionals at the next level. Hey, I know the guys that I can get you in front of the right guys or get the right guys here to look at you. So,
yeah.
And could give advice. I think this is the thing too. I think it all starts with the quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team, because that's the guy that leads the team. He's the guy that handles the ball more than anybody out there besides the center, and he's just the leader of the team. So if he's off, then everything else is off. You can have the greatest defense that there is in the country, in which we proved that a couple times. Our defense hung in there good till the second half, and you just can't keep your defense out there that long. So, you got to have a quarterback, and I think Gruden would have been a great quarterback coach. I think T. Martin would be a good fit. I mean, that name's been thrown around, but yeah. I think he would be a good fit.
Yeah, there's still a chance. I think he might come along and be an offensive coordinator, at least for for a while, with whoever else they pull in here. Because I think T wants to come here. He just can't say it. He can't go out and say, be political.
Yeah, because because he's under contract with USC. Yeah. And here's the thing too, and I know I'm gonna might make some people mad here, but there's two football teams in the whole college sports that if they never won another football game, it wouldn't bother me at all. And that would be USC and Ohio State.
You know what? I'll give you a fist bump on that myself there.
I get sick of hearing, it's every year. Oh, even if they're the worst team ever, I get sick of hearing that. I mean, we know we're the worst. We don't brag about being the best, so we're bad.
Well, we don't go out there and play, Youngstown School of the Blind 2 or 3 times a year for, like what Buckeyes do. And then say that.
No, we play UMass and just barely beat them.
Oh, I was at that game. I thought that was going to be one of the most fun games to go to, because that was probably going to be the easiest one to win, and it turned out to be an nail biter.
Listen, I got season tickets, and I was sitting in that end zone going, "Are you kidding me? This is horrible."
You get in fourth quarter, I was getting
We're going to get beat. We're going to get beat by UMass. I'm like, this is bad.
Very bad.
So,
yeah.
Hey, Matt, while I'm going to throw a little plug in here while Wesley's making everybody in the state of Ohio mad at us. I'm going to give the TOS. I'm going to give the TOS.
The what? Where'd you go, Dave? I lost you, Dave.
Something about TOS. I don't know what that is.
Oh, we lost him. Yeah, maybe he'll come back. It may be a Skype problem, or he hit the mute button. Dave's known to do that sometimes. Well, until he comes back, we'll figure out a way to get him back. I want to jump back to fishing again real quick. You're talking about Hella being your number one sponsor, title sponsors. Got anything else in the works that you can talk about, or are you kind of just in the
No,
off season? Looking?
Not really. Just before I made this decision, I went to all my sponsors and, are you comfortable if I decide to go this way? Are you comfortable with that? And every one of them was 100%. Whichever way you go, we're with you. We support you. So, that's I've had some of my sponsors step up a little bit more. Which helps out. It's a little bit more expensive to do the Elite Series than it is the FLW Tour. But other than that, everybody's on board. They're ready to go. I can't wait for the 2018 season to start.
What's it like? As far as the FLW guys, you hearing a lot of good support from guys wishing you well going to the elite side?
Yeah, they have. And I was going to talk about this earlier. It's not so much that I started at FLW and dude, I'll never forget where I came from. And like I said, I might not like it over there. I may go back. You don't ever know what tomorrow holds, but the hardest part about this decision wasn't leaving FLW to go to Bass. The hardest decision was, you build friendships and people that's like, that guy you can call up, hey, I need you, and they're there. Just the good friends that you have, you're getting ready to leave somewhere and go. It's kind of like starting a new job across the country. You're not leaving your profession. You're just changing companies. And the sad part is there's a lot of guys that I enjoy seeing when I'm at the tournaments at FLW that I'm not going to get to see anymore, as far as in the fishing part of it. But that was the hardest part, I think, just friends that I have and, that I'm not going to really get to see anymore as much as I did when I was fishing over there.
Yeah. Are you going to be fishing any of the opens?
Yeah, I'm fishing the southern or the eastern ones. I signed up for those. I wanted to fish some Costa events, but I wanted to do the northern ones. But the way that bass rule is, it doesn't overlap. It just, the rule where you can't mill in the water with anybody.
Oh yeah.
The St. Lawrence River that's the one that got it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty tough. It's hard to make them all work. I mean, they got them piled in there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them opens are either right before or right after another event, and it's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, and it's and you put in MLS in there, and man, it's just so hard to make it all work.
I was going to ask, how are you liking your MLF experience?
Dude, it's probably hands down the funnest events that I've ever fished. It's like how would you say it? The rawest form of fishing that I've ever experienced. It's kind of like you and your buddy. Hey, let's go fishing, and you go to a lake that you've never been to, and you just go fish and try to figure out the fish. In that, just in the spur of the moment, that just fishing in the moment. It's fishing in the moment at its truest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've done pretty well on there. The ones we've seen you on.
Well, yeah, it kind of suits the way I like to fish. You know what I mean? It's just I fish by the seat of my pants, and if my gut tells me to do something, I go do it. And if it don't work out, it didn't work out. But if it does, it looks like you hit a home run.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just a big fan of just going fishing because that's all it is. Just do
it. Exactly. Just go.
Like
just fish.
I like it.
Don't try to think about it too much. I think a lot of guys overthink fishing. I mean, it's a fish. It's got the brain the size of a pea.
Exactly.
Go fish.
I think people give them too much credit.
Oh, I think it's like that. I think he's looking at my bait going, well, that's the wrong color. I don't really eat that.
That's not green pumpkin. I prefer black and blue.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and eat it.
Yeah, in my experiences of fishing, green pumpkin in any color, they bite it no matter where you go. Green pumpkin or black and blue, there's a standard in colors, and it's hard to vary from that.
Well, Swindle says he throws two jigs, a brown one and a black one.
Well,
they don't get any more basic than that.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart feller.
Yeah, but some of them guys like Alton Jones and some others, they hate hearing that score tracker update. I mean, what's your take on that? Does that get a little stressful, or do you kind of put it out of your mind?
No, I actually enjoy it. I mean, you don't enjoy it when you're not catching them, but here's what it does. It lets you know, say I'm behind or I'm in the lead. It lets you know what you need to do. You need to pick up the pace, do something different, or do you need to slow down and fish more thorough? Like if you're not really catching them and they're just lighting it up, you're doing the wrong thing. So you need to switch it up and start doing something different. And the same aspect, if you've got a commanding lead and that score tracker's just like every 30 minutes somebody's catching a fish, then you know that you pretty well, okay, I can ride this out and make it to where I need to be, or do I need to, or maybe you can even play around and experiment a little bit more. Like, okay, I'm catching them doing this, but let me expand on this a little bit. Maybe I'll try something different. Maybe I can catch a bigger one doing this. And, you can waste 30 minutes or 10, 15 minutes trying something else. So you can use it to your advantage, or you can let it get in your head and just destroy you.
You know what I think's funny is everybody says, well, this person's is catching them. He must be doing this, and they're never right.
I knew you was going to bring it up, because that's the first thing when I was at my first event. I was like, well, I think he may be doing this, but I'm probably going to be wrong, because every time I've watched this show, everybody's been dead wrong. So that's kind of neat too, to watch the shows after the air and see if you was even close,
Yeah, just when you think you got a guy pegged for being a finesse guy or drop shotter, he's over there power fishing a jerk bait or something moving.
Exactly.
Do you think, here's my last question for you, do you think that style of fishing in MLF, do you think it translates over to your regular competition and enhance your skills, your decision making?
Yeah, I don't think it helps me, but it reassures me from, I'll give an example, like the Forest Wood Cup this year at Murray. Dude, the first day I don't even have a fish at like 10 o'clock. And I really wasn't catching them in practice. I mean, I knew what to do, and I knew I used my Lowrance, depth finders to find the cane piles, and I saw the fish in the cane piles, and I'd been over and pre-fished a little bit and had done okay, on the cane piles. So I knew what to do, but I just, at 10 o'clock, I didn't, everybody else is smashing them, and I don't have them. So, my gut told me, so, hey, just go to the bank, go do what you do. And, I ended up catching like almost 14 and a half pounds. I only had 5 bites all day, but I did what I know to do, and my gut told me to do that. And then the second day, same thing. I went and started on the cane piles, and, ended up catching a good bag. It worked out. So I relied on my what my gut was telling me, and I stuck with it, and I ended up making the top 10. I think I ended up 9th for the cup. And, it just reassured me to trust what I knew to do. That's what MLF does. It just reassures what you already know. Like sometimes, you kind of get in a slump when you're fishing. You're like, the more harder you try, the worse it gets. And it just lets you, it makes you realize, hey, dude, just relax and just go fish. If something tells you to do it, go do it. And if it doesn't work out, it didn't work out. But at least you can say, I tried it, it worked, or it didn't work. You at least you tried it. You can't be second guessing yourself like, oh, I wish I would have went and done this or done that. So it just reaffirms everything, that you've learned, your whole life or whatever.
Yeah, I think that confidence, like you're talking about, probably means more than anything else. Whether you have the skill at something, but being confident in it.
Yeah, this is what I try to tell people anymore. And, they're like, we got the greatest depth finders that there is on planet Earth. I mean, my Lowrance, carbon 12s and carbon 9s, you can't get no better than that. And, dude, that does you no bit of good if you can see every fish that there is on your graph, but you don't know how to catch them. So this is what I tell everybody. Learn how to catch fish first, and then worry about looking for them on the graphs and trying to figure out how to catch them. I said, because once you figure out how to catch fish, then you can expand and be able. I think that's what a lot of guys are missing now. They just, like, I know a lot of guys that go out and just buy units and, you know, oh, I got this unit and that unit and know that I can see them down there. Well, if you don't know how to catch fish, I don't care if it's bluegill or whatever, you're missing the whole point. You're missing out, and that's the thing. You got to be able to show up anywhere and be able to catch fish. That's it. I mean, if you catch keepers, the bigger ones will come. So that's what I tell everybody. I said, don't worry about, once you get the whole just catching fish program down, I said, then you can expand on it, and then you can get out there. I said, anybody can look at them on the graph. You can find them. I said, but figuring out how to catch them is the deal.
Yeah. You know what, Wesley? I'm going to give you an amen right there, and then I'm going to back that up with the quit trying to look the part, just be the part.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, daggum, quit trying to be a wannabe and do a do-be.
Yeah, don't go. I mean, anybody can go around Kentucky Lake and take a waypoint off somebody. Just look at it on a ledge, you know.
Anybody go put fancy stickers on their boat and truck and go fishing don't mean they're good.
Yeah. Well, I ain't. You know, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just saying, you know, it's just sitting back and looking at the whole thing. When I was a kid, you know what I wanted to do? I didn't care if it was a bass. I didn't care if it was a carp. I didn't care if it was a bluegill. I didn't care what it was. I wanted to get that thing on the end of my line and feel it pull, and the sense of satisfaction when I got it in. That was the greatest thing, the greatest feeling in the world was reeling something in and fighting back and knowing you hooked it, you turned it loose and let it go. That was my high. It's been my high since I was a 4-year-old boy as it is as a 46-year-old man. I love it to date as much as I did when I was a kid.
There you go. That's what keeps you going.
Yep. Well, Wesley, man, I appreciate you giving us a little time out of your trip. You know, I know you're busy getting ready to go shoot a big 150 or 160, 180, non-typical up there.
No, let's go with typical 220. That'd be better.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I think I'm more impressed that you have that good cell coverage in Johnson County.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the Trevilians spare no expense at, you know, cell towers and stuff right here at their house.
Well,
that's pretty good. Johnson County, home of the Vienna sausage.
Yeah, I wonder if they make any venison Vienna.
You're asking the wrong person.
Might be pretty good. Have a special batch made up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dave's more of a potted meat guy than the Vienna.
No, I made the one. I'll take potted meat, Vienna sausage, spam. I don't care.
Okay.
There ain't nothing better than a potted meat and mustard sandwich, son. They ain't.
You know what potted meat goes the best on? The heel of the bread. That way you can use the heel.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not a heel guy. I never liked the heel of the bread.
It's the only thing that makes the heel good is fill it up with a can of potted meat.
Here's one for you. How many times you ever been fishing? This is one of my favorite memories, fishing with my dad. We always had a can of Vienna sausages in the boat. And, dude, there's nothing worse than pulling that can of Vienna sausages out in the middle of the winter and having to rake that old nasty jelly.
And it's frozen. It's frozen.
Rake that old nasty clear
that old
jelly
slime off of it.
Sausages so you can eat them sausages. Oh, that's the worst.
It's a little better in June where you can just pour it off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can just pour it out of a can. But once you gels in the wintertime, it's pretty bad.
She's ripe right then, though. Yeah. Well, Wesley, we appreciate that. Appreciate the heck out of it, man. Go get you a big buck.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me be on the show.
No problem, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you guys.
See you.
Bye.
Dave, do you like the barbecue Vienna sausages?
I've never had anything but the normal.
Oh, okay. The barbecue's not bad.
See, that can't be barbecue sauce, though. I don't care. It ain't like it's Sweet Baby Ray or anything.
No. I mean, it's the minimum that it requires. I'm sure it's a little chili powder and some water and vinegar or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not bad, though.
I've never had them. I'm the type, like, if we go to a restaurant and I figure out what I like, I'm probably going to get that every time I go. So I just get the regular, normal. Now, Matt, the reason I was saying that, in Johnson County, Illinois, the county seat is Vienna, Vienna.
Oh, is that how they got the name?
Yes, that's the name of it. It's Vienna.
Okay.
So that's why I went with that's the home of the Vienna sausage, because Vienna is in Johnson County, Illinois.
Did not
Just
know that.
north. That's the county north of Metropolis, the home of Superman.
I've been by the Superman before.
All right, keep going up 24, and you hit Vienna, Johnson County next.
Okay.
See, there was a tie in there, Matt. You just had to know the history.
How about that? You learned something new.
One of my favorite preachers in my life is from Johnson County. He was from the Cypress area, though.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the home of the Throw Droves? Lambert's.
Yes.
My buddy there in Johnson County, he was the people that owned the original Lambert's, hunted on his farm in Johnson County. They gave him a card back before point cards and all that were popular.
Yeah.
He had a card. He could walk into Lambert's in Saxon. They'd put him in a special room, and it was all you could handle.
Wow. There's a card for that.
Well, it was before the people bought the thing and franchised it out.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah, Brother Tom was a one of a kind.
Just walk in and say, I'll have my usual seat, please.
Card me, please. Here I am.
Hey, did you ever get your duck stamp in the mail?
From who?
Well, I don't know how they do it in Kentucky, but Tennessee is cheap. You go to a Walmart or Bass Pro to buy your federal waterfowl stamp, and they print out a certificate that's good for 45 days, and they say they'll mail you the federal waterfowl stamp.
I've never heard of that in my life. You know what I did this year, Matt? I went and tried an experiment. I usually get my hunting license and my Kentucky migratory at one place, and then I go to the post office to get my federal duck stamp. This year, I went to Cabela's and bought my license and my migratory, and I said, do you have the duck stamp by chance? Yeah. Got them all three one place done.
That must be a Tennessee thing. We must be cutting corners.
It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to the post office. You can go. There's places that advertise we have the federal duck stamp. Usually, I just go to the post office and get it, be done with it.
Yeah, the post office is usually the best place to go. But I didn't have time to go during work hours, so I went by Bass Pro on a Saturday and had to get this little certificate. But I finally got mine in the mail. They did send it.
Speaking of, possibly one of the worst customer experiences of my life I had during that 10 minutes of me waiting in line at Cabela's for my license, migratory, and duck stamp. There was two chicks standing there. One with her back, one looking right at us that wouldn't tell the other one to turn around. So she finally turns around, and I'm sitting there, and I said, I need blah, blah, blah. A guy from the gun department walks up, basically puts a hip to me, and sets a gun in a gun holder there and tells the other people to step to the other side of me, completely shoved me out of the way while the chick was getting my hunting license and duck stamp.
Well,
and she apologized for him. She goes, I don't know what happened. I looked at my wife, and I said, well, evidently we're a nobody. I wish I'd have recorded it.
Well, I'll be.
It was quite hilarious once you stop and think about it.
Must have been Mr. Popular that day.
He was pretty important because he just shoved us right out of the way, and I thought, well, how about that?
Guess he had something very important to get done.
Yeah, that was 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I kind of looked and I said, you know what? Excuse us. I did not mean to be living in your world.
Yeah, it's his world. We're just living in it.
That's exactly right. See, Matt, old Wesley's just the type of guy that's regular old talking right there. Mm-hmm. Nothing fancy, nothing showy, just regular old talking.
Yep. Good to have those guests on there. I appreciate him giving us a little time. Next week sounds like we got a pretty interesting guest.
They share your catches and kills app.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and it's pretty. It's kind of like an Instagram of hunting and fishing, and you don't select the people; they just show up in your feed. I think based on maybe your location and stuff. It's a pretty cool deal. We'll talk about it more next week, but it's pretty cool.
All right.
And one of the co-founders is here in Kentucky, Matt. Next week you're outnumbered, like I'm normally outnumbered.
All right, it's your turn to outnumber me.
But he's from that one county that has a little bit of red, so I got to figure out if he's blue or red.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be the right color for you.
Yeah, that might be short if it's red. Just saying.
Well, y'all might have a little smack talk to go on that then.
Well, it might be basketball because they smacked us around in football. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, I saw that. Well,
On our home field.
You get them every now and then. That's all right.
Well, we got them last year with the Heisman winner, so that's a pretty good feat.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, what do you say we wrap her up right there?